Let's start off with the basic of basic abilities, Mjolnir Bash. This allows you to hit the target that's right in front of you, but it also gives you a very generous hitbox, which you can hit players with. If players are kinda grouped up to each other, you can also hit them all at the same time, dealing damage to all of them. If you are just using Mjolnir Bash to kill an enemy, it takes around about 6 hits to kill a 250 HP target. Now let's move on to Hammer Throw. Hammer Throw is extremely basic. It throws your hammer and then it will return. It'll also grant you 100 shield. This also uses Forge, which are these little hammers that you get free of at the start, but can regenerate quite quickly. Now strangely enough, it's actually better to use the Hammer Throw when you're close up in their face than it is from far away. Because if you use it while you're close up in their face, you'll be able to get a faster combo off than your normal hits. Storm Surge allows Thor to spin his hammer around and dash towards the location he is looking at. This also consumes 1 Forge. This also grants you 100 shield even if you do not hit a target, making it extremely good for escaping enemies quickly. You can also charge this ability to do more damage and also go further. This does not affect how much shield you get. Now let's move over to Lightning Realms. Now Lightning Realms allows you to restore some of your Forge if you trap enemies in your little bubble. This bubble does not do any damage and the only thing it does is replenish your Forge. I have a strong feeling that they're probably gonna change this in the near future, so keep an eye out. I personally rarely use this ability unless I've been in a fight for an extended period of time and really just need some quick Forge. One of the main reasons I hardly use it is because you actually gain a bit of Forge back once you hit an enemy after using an ability. Not only that, Forge comes back relatively quickly even if you don't hit an enemy. Slight little update, I've realized they actually deal a slight little bit of damage when they leave the circle and they're also a bit slower while they're inside of the circle. Now let's move on to the Awakening Rune. The Awakening Rune, once activated, allows you to go into an awakened state and lets you shoot out small projectiles that deal some extremely good damage. However, this is only for a short time, and while you're in this state, you cannot use any of your other abilities. This does grant you 200 extra shield, however, it's not as good as you think, because once you activate this ability, you cannot use any of your other abilities, meaning trying to escape quickly is almost impossible. The main reason I usually use this is to either finish an enemy off who is running away, or if I'm in the backline of my own team and I just need some quick healing. I definitely wouldn't recommend diving into the enemy team and then using this. You can get a couple of kills with that, however most of the time you will also die, because you will have no escape. Now we move on to the ultimate ability, God of Thunder. Now what this ability does, it will start dealing damage towards all enemies within a circle, including the enemies that are actually in the air. Now after a short period of time, you will crash back down to earth and deal some serious damage. When I use this ability most of the time, I will try pop into their backline and quickly get their healers, because this ultimate is not very effective against tanks. Now Thor has 2 hero combos. One is with Storm, allowing you to get an extra 100 health, and at the same time Storm will get a new ability, allowing her to shock multiple targets in an area. While I was recording this, I also realized that for some reason Thor doesn't seem to get an extra 100 health with Storm. I'm assuming this will be fixed relatively soon. There's also the combo with Hela, giving Hela an extra 15% damage and also allowing Thor to come back from the dead. Now the way you can actually come back from the dead is if Hela killed someone while you were in your down state, you immediately get resurrected on the spot. However, if you're still alive and Hela kills someone, you actually get granted 100 shield, which is extremely handy. This shield actually does also stack on top of the shields that you already have from your own abilities, so you can get up to 300 extra health. Now let's move on to some gameplay and let me explain to you what my mindset is with this. I started fighting the Groot for a little bit, thinking I might be able to get a kill, but the guys started getting healed and I know that it's probably time for me to back off. So instead of fighting Groot head on, I go straight into their back line. And what do I see? I see the healers all by themselves, meaning that I can get a free kill on one of them. Now the other 4 did actually realize what I was doing and starts countering me as much as he can, however it's a little bit too late because I already got one of the healers. The Groot dies soon afterwards and then we are able to quickly clean house with the rest of them. However, Thor does escape, the other healer doesn't. Now Thor doesn't necessarily need to get kills when he jumps into the backline. The main thing he's really good for in the backline is distracting the enemy, allowing your team to push forward. Now, obviously, if you do see someone that you can kill, go for the kill, but it is not your full job to go for kills. You are still a tank and you are meant to be there as a distraction more than anything. Your survivability with Thor is extremely insane because you can basically get 100 health whenever you want by using one of your abilities. Now let's move on to the next bit of gameplay. This one is a little bit odd, but I like it personally. I throw my hammer just to get a little bit of shield, using cover as much as I can. Then I move to the left to try still get cover and at the same time start dealing some damage. I kinda F up a little bit over here, but then I see an opportunity with the Punisher up top. Instead of me going for any of the other characters, I head straight over to the Punisher and get a quick clean kill. After I kill the Punisher, I realize Groot is all by himself in the front line, meaning that we can get an easy kill on him. I try and knock him back as much as possible into our team so they can deal even more damage. Then I move into my Awakening form to try and get some cheeky kills. Now it's always smart to actually throw your hammer just before you actually exit the door, so instead of you losing actual health, you'll lose a little bit of shield instead. Because let's be honest, a lot of the time the healers on this game still aren't the greatest. But that's alright because everyone's still learning. Now the best thing about this game right now is positioning, because positioning is key, and with the destructible environment that means positioning is even more key. The main thing is the Punisher had the high ground, which means that he definitely has an advantage at the beginning. However, I had the element of surprise because I was just using a little bit of cover to make sure he doesn't know exactly where I am. And by the time he realized I got up there, it was already too late for him. Now in this bit of gameplay, we were actually doing pretty damn horrible. They were wiping us left and right, and there was not much we could really do. However, you can do something when people are getting really cocky about it. For example, right here you can see that they're just wiping the floor with our team and they are getting way too confident in taking us down. Which means that they're starting to get kill hungry. And there's only one thing you can do when people start getting extremely cocky and trying to spawn camp you. You go for the cheekiest C9. Now technically I know you can do this with any hero, and that's kind of the point in one way. You can C9 with every single hero. So don't think just because you're a big tank or something like that that you won't be able to get a C9. You will always be able to get one if the enemy is getting too cocky. Now this next bit is me being in a bit of a big brawl. I try to use as many of my abilities as I can, and then I use my Awakening to try to get my ult a little bit faster. Now I do actually end up getting my ult, meaning that I can quickly pop it and pop into their backline, killing one of their healers. I notice the last healer, quickly take him out and secure us the win for the game. Now even while you're in a big brawl, don't always focus on the person that's right in front of you. Sometimes it's better to focus on the people who are behind the person that you're fighting, because that's the people they're trying to protect. Anyway, my name is Dutchy, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in another episode. Bye!